Hi, everybody. Christy here. And I wanted to run something past you. I've got something that I want to ask you guys some feedback on, and it would be so awesome. Um, and but I'm uneasy about it, and I want to tell you why. So first things first. So our last community class we talked about genius and where your genius sits in your chart, and that is unconscious earth. So if you're looking at the left side of your chart, is the second one down. It is the little circle with a cross in it. That is your unconscious earth, and that is where your genius sits. And why it's your genius is because that is where you are, that's where your major gift sits. That's how you receive, is by giving that unconditionally. And so it's like, okay, so how can I be open to use that particular facet? For me, it's gate 57, which is intuition. And how do I use that in order to make myself open to receive more? Because that's definitely linked to your prosperity. And so, in that vein of conversation, I had one of the participants from our community class on Genius send me an email about her Gene Keys profile. And I was like, oh, I remember doing this. I did this, a while back, and I so enjoyed it. And she, in her email, was saying that the dots we connected in the community class were also the same dots that showed up in the Gene Keys. And it's just like further validation that she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, she's on track, and that our conversations were really supporting her and helping her move forward with her business and relating to her audience, connecting with what she's supposed to be offering, and how she's supposed to be doing it in a way that feels good and easy for her, in alignment for her, right? Right place, right time. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, I need to go back and look at mine. And so I went back to genekeys.com and I looked at my genius in my profile. It's a free profile. If you want to, go ahead and look and submit your information to genekeys.com and get your profile. It's amazing read, and it's quite the rabbit hole. Gene Keys was written by Richard Rudd. He is the one who wrote this book in particular, and it is quite the rabbit hole. It is a lot of information, and it does take some translating, which is what my gift is. So, being able to change that into language that you can more easily wrap your mind around. And so with the Gene Keys report, I was looking at it, and it says that my gift is intuition and that my shadow is unease. And I'm thinking, okay, shadow for me translates into challenge. What holds me back or holds you back is your shadow, because that's always going to give you pause. It's going to make you sit there for a minute and go, well, wait a minute, and question yourself. And so my question is, so I looked at unease. I'm like asking myself, where do I have unease in my work? Where am I pausing before sharing or putting myself out there? And it comes back to, where am I pausing to share my intuition? And what comes is that I am uneasy about asking for help, asking for feedback, and looking vulnerable, like I don't know everything. I'm not the expert, right? It makes me question that. And it's interesting because with an open head and open ajna, I don't retain anything. I've got to go look it up. I've got to write it down. And my intuition is really what I end up using in order to translate and go through information, respond to a client when I'm doing a session. So it's really, my automatic response when I sit back and take a breath. So my question for you is that after our community class, we taught. It came to me to ask the participants in our group, if they would be interested in me putting together a class, a supportive group that's all about helping you figure out how to really connect and be in alignment with your business and your audience. How can we really hone in on and focus on connecting with your audience and really attracting the correct audience by being in alignment? And is that something that they would feel supported doing? Intuitive development, personal development, using human design, using even hand analysis, which I'm also certified in, several modalities. Um, so that was my question to them, and I got some great feedback on structure and how often they want to meet, um, and price point and everything. And so I'd like to run it by you. I'd like to know, would an intuitive business development class that goes on for say 30 days, or sorry, 90 days, um, 3 months, would that be something interesting to you? Is that something you would be willing to commit to and participate in? Um, so yeah, so let me know. And again, I stepping into that 3-5, my 3 wants to just trial and error. It's all about let's try it and see if it lands. And my 5 is like, whoa, 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 you're being a little too vulnerable. You really shouldn't show that side of you that you don't know what you're doing. And yeah, so, but the 5 is that unconscious self, right? So that's what I'm putting out there. I'm uneasy about it, but I'm doing it anyway. So let me know below. And if you want to go to genekeys.com and run your profile and post what your genius is, I would love to hear it. Both your genius and your shadow, which is your challenge, which is your wait a minute, what are you doing? Post that below. I'd be very interested to hear what those are. And yeah, and if you'd be open and interested in, now granted, we're only going to have a handful, but who would be interested in possibly an intuitive development or a personal development group focused around you being authentically aligned in your business. So let me know how that feels for you, and I'll talk to you later. Take care.